Okay, picture this for a second. Think about a modern factory floor. It is basically a symphony of extreme precision and lightning speed, right? You've got robotic arms welding chassis in totally perfect synchronization, autonomous vehicles just gliding across the floor, and literally thousands of sensors pulling millions of data points every single second. This is Industry 4.0. I mean, it's a total marvel of human engineering, but it operates on a razor's edge. At these kinds of speeds, your margin for error is absolutely zero.
And that brings us to the ultimate Industry 4.0 dilemma. See, operations leaders and manufacturers desperately need the immense power of advanced AI to optimize all these crazy workflows, predict maintenance, and drive efficiency. But to get that kind of AI power, well, you usually need the public cloud. And here's the terrifying reality for any plant manager. If you rely on the public cloud, even just a millisecond of network latency or like a brief 30-second internet outage could bring that lightning-fast assembly line to a grinding, complete halt. You simply cannot put a modern factory on a buffering screen. The operational downtime would be, quite literally, disastrous.
So, let's dive into the solution for this. Introducing GDC Air-Gapped. The solution to this seemingly impossible problem is Google Distributed Cloud, or GDC for short, air-gapped. It basically acts as the silver bullet to this whole manufacturing dilemma. It allows facilities to harness the absolute cutting edge of cloud innovation without the catastrophic risks of actually being connected to the public cloud. To truly grasp this, we need to understand what air-gapped actually means here. It means the platform runs fully isolated from any external network during its entire life cycle. Think of it like a nuclear submarine, right? Once that hatch closes, it is a completely self-sustaining, impenetrable fortress. GDC air-gapped is built to remain disconnected in perpetuity. At absolutely no point in time does it ever require a connection to Google Cloud or the public internet to manage its infrastructure, its services, or its tooling. Zero.
Now, what's really fascinating about this is how it changes our whole perception. We normally think of the cloud as this invisible vapor floating out there somewhere, but this grounds it in heavy-duty physical reality. A full-stack private cloud can literally be wheeled right onto the factory floor. We're talking the hardware, the software, the local control plane, and all the operational tooling necessary to deploy and scale a complete managed cloud. It's kind of like bringing the mountain to Muhammad. Instead of sending your sensitive factory data out to the cloud, you are literally parking the cloud directly on your factory floor.
All right, let's move on to unlocking secure manufacturing AI. So, we've got this fully disconnected, heavy-duty hardware sitting right on the premises. Let's rapidly walk through these 4 key features and see how they translate from IT specs into real-world industrial muscle. First up, full isolation. This directly translates to absolute operational resilience. Your factory doesn't suddenly go offline just because your internet provider had a hiccup. Second, integrated cloud services. You aren't just getting basic file storage here. You get industry-leading tech like built-in Vertex AI, optical character recognition, and speech-to-text all running locally. Third is the open ecosystem. Because the whole thing is built on Kubernetes and leading open-source components, your developers don't have to pull their hair out learning some brand new proprietary system, and you can easily integrate independent software vendors. And fourth, flexible hardware. This gives you the general-purpose compute and those heavy-lifting GPUs you actually need to run these massive, advanced models.
But let's speak directly to the absolute biggest fear every single industrial giant has: protecting their intellectual property. Just imagine you're a major auto manufacturer. You obviously want to run advanced AI against your highly proprietary, patented data to design, say, a better engine, or maybe optimize a super-secret manufacturing technique. Naturally, you are completely unwilling to move that data into the public cloud. No way. With GDC air-gapped, you can run Vertex AI against your most highly classified designs, and that data never, ever leaves the 4 walls of your building.
So the absolutely crucial point here is the stark contrast between these 2 approaches. Public cloud dependency means relying on external networks where just a tiny bit of latency can cause your robotic arms to miscalculate, or where a random outage completely disrupts your operations. GDC air-gapped local processing entirely eliminates that risk. It gives you the ultra-low latency you desperately need to process data that is strictly tied to the industrial devices in your specific facility. The heavy compute happens exactly where the data is being generated.
Section 3. Hardware for any facility.
Now, obviously, no 2 manufacturing facilities are exactly the same, right? A sprawling, massive automotive plant has vastly different physical footprints and energy needs compared to, say, a highly specialized pharmaceutical clean room. And because of this, the deployment journey is entirely customizable. You don't have to boil the ocean on day 1. Actually, a manufacturer might just start by deploying a rugged field appliance for a very specific, localized task. As their AI needs grow, they can step up to a small deployment of just 4 racks. And then, as they fully digitize their operations, they can seamlessly scale that up to literally hundreds of racks, perfectly matching their capacity to their real-time operational needs.
And you can brilliantly see this flexible evolution in action. The form factors range from a human-portable, super rugged appliance that's designed to be operated directly by a customer in the field, which is perfect for tight spaces or super harsh conditions. Then you can make a massive leap up to a full modular data center, run by trained operations staff. And finally, you have the option for a traditional multi-rack data center deployment that scales infinitely. It is the exact same isolated, incredibly powerful cloud experience, just wrapped in whatever physical form factor your specific facility actually demands.
Now you might be sitting there wondering, okay, this sounds amazing, but is it really secure enough for my multi-billion-dollar factory? Well, let's take a look at who else is already using this. GDC air-gapped is purpose-built for literally the most stringent accreditation requirements on the planet. The public sector uses it for top-secret, highly classified government data. Financial services use it to protect sensitive trade secrets and meet crazy strict regional regulations. Utilities use it to secure critical national infrastructure. We're talking remote offshore wind farms that literally don't even have access to the public cloud. And healthcare uses it for highly sensitive clinical trial data. I mean, think about it. If this platform is impenetrable enough for classified government intelligence and the national power grid, it is unequivocally secure enough to protect your factory's IP. For sure.
Which leads us with the ultimate question for anyone looking to truly lead this next era of manufacturing. Is your factory floor actually ready for the disconnected future? The digital transformation of Industry 4.0 doesn't have to mean compromising on your security or risking your operational uptime. By bringing the immense power of the cloud directly to your local devices, entirely 100% air-gapped from the outside world, you can achieve true operational resilience. It's a massive, fascinating paradigm shift, and it's definitely one that will define the smartest, safest factories of tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.